right, everybody, you know, nothing says summer more than going to summer camp. A lot of us have done that, right? Well, my next guest created a camp like no other in the country. It's a military-style program that teaches anyone, especially young men, how to overcome adversity. And that, my friends, happens to be good news. Please welcome from Camp Downrange, Army veteran and Purple Heart recipient, CJ, along with his wife, Danielle. Now, CJ, you received the Purple Heart. What happened?
Well, in 2009, I joined the Army. I left college. I became a medic in the 101st Airborne Infantry. Was sent to Afghanistan in May of 2010. In June, just 40 days into that deployment, I became the 11th casualty when our combat outpost was attacked and an enemy-fired rocket hit a couple feet from me and sent pieces of the wall through my arm and leg. Following that, the medevac process, I had surgeries in Afghanistan and in Germany. I was sent to Washington, D.C., to a military hospital. I spent the next 18 months, 6 months, which were inpatient in a hospital room. I had 40 surgeries, replacing bones, skin, veins, ligaments, tendons, any and everything you can think of. And one thing that never left, though, was my smile from day one, because I knew who I was, had little to do with what I could do or couldn't do.
Wow.
And then also, I knew that my life was forever changed, but it wasn't going to keep me down. It was just going to change things, and I was okay with that. And fortunately enough, a couple months into that process, going through recovery and therapy became a lot easier when I met Danielle along the way.
So, Danielle, how did you all meet?
I'm an occupational therapist, and I started working at the hospital. I had just started, and CJ was one of my first patients. We hit it off pretty quickly. We were both competitive and enjoyed sports. So I really challenged him in the therapy aspect of things. And we started dating after about a year. And we got married, and we've been married for 3 years. And we have a little baby girl named Paisley. She's 10 months.
Wow. How did you guys come up with this idea for the camp, and what's it all about?
Well, it was actually pretty funny. So we were on our first date, and I told her about this idea. She was actually one of the first people I ever told about it. And I said, I really learned, so much in life from specific settings, and those were men pouring into me, and then also the military, the structure, and just the model of leadership and how it, pulls the best out of you. And people I would meet, just like the people in this audience, we all have our own stories. And you don't have to get blown up in Afghanistan to go through difficulty in life.
Right.
But the awesome thing is what it took for me to get up and put shoes on for the first time in 55 days and to go through therapy and surgeries and all that is the same thing it takes anyone to overcome adversity. So we wanted to create a place where we could, carry that out. We could create a military-themed style camp where we could put people in those experiences to where they could learn that with the right, attitude, character, and faith, they can overcome anything.
Wow. How does the camp work? Tell me a little bit about the camp.
Well, it's in central Mississippi. It sits on a 200-acre former Boy Scout camp. And, we really run 3 programs. One is basic training. It's how we influence our community, our region, our area. And that's where businesses, churches, athletic teams, groups come out and experience team building, getting a different kind of environment with their coworkers or classmates and that kind of, we put them through the obstacle courses and different things. And then we also run a program geared strictly towards veterans. And in that aspect, focusing on the soldiers that have been at war for the last 15 years, how they come home to civilian life, to life, post-war, and how do they make that transition. But our core, who we are, and the reason why we really started is the Manhood Academy. And that's our summer camp program. And that's where we take 12 teenage guys at a time. They come out for a 4-day boot camp experience. And we describe it as the most fun they'll ever have, doing some things they never want to do again. But it's really fun. We really enjoy seeing it. It's just, it's focused on what does it mean to be a man, the character that it should take, the integrity that they should have, and focusing on what they can control regardless of where they've come from.
Wow. As I promised in the show earlier, we're going to have a couple of surprises, and I think that one of them is here now. We reached out to our friends at Dherbs.com, and they want to help you out by giving you $10,000. Yeah. I think what you're doing with the young people, with the military guys, I think that's what this is all about. Congratulations, man. Thanks for all you do. Great couple, great love story, too. I love it. And a special thanks to our friends at Dherbs.com who've created the best way to cleanse your body from the inside out. To learn more about Dherbs, everybody, just head over to SteveHarveyTV.com. We'll be right back, everybody.